Have you been at a 9 to 5 job for years upon years and putting in work only to get measly increases and feel underappreciated? Are you tired of not having your freedom? Rather that be picking up your kids when you want to, going to lunch with your wife on a Wednesday and not have to worry about the boss calling you. Are you tired of the commute? Are you tired of the office politics? And you was ready to throw that job in the trash yesterday, but you can't throw it away just yet because you have responsibilities. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start investing in real estate and start walking on a path to wealth while keeping your 9 to 5 job. So a couple years back, I went to this networking event, and I'm an extrovert, like beyond measure. So I walk in the building, and it seemed like everybody an extrovert. Nobody networking. It's supposed to be a networking event. And I drove 30 to 40 minutes to be at this networking event. And I'm like, I'm gonna talk to somebody. I'm gonna network with somebody because again, it's a networking event. I drove 30, 40 minutes and I'm not gonna waste my time. So I go up to this older gentleman, and older white guy had a beer in his hand, and he tells me, and we just start talking. I say, hey, how did you get into real estate? He tells me, hey, I got into real estate about 6 to 7 years ago. I'm like, okay, cool. How did you start? So he was like, I was at my job and I just got tired of it. And in my job, what I started doing was I started systematically getting out of my 9 to 5. So the first year I made steps. The second year I made steps. The third year I made steps. So he's just breaking this system down to me on how he exited his 9 to 5 job. And he told me, yeah, a couple months earlier, I actually just quit. I'm like, hold up, that's awesome. And he told me how he hated it, how he wanted to quit so bad when he was investing and building his wealth, but he knew he had to use a 9 to 5 as a vehicle, right? So I'm going to show you the system that he broke down to me to where he built so much wealth now that he's able to lend to other real estate investors for them to do projects. So he's at the point now where he's giving money to other people so they can invest. So is that what you desire? Stay watching. Stay watching. Because I'm going to break it down. I'm going to systematize everything so you have a step-by-step guideline on how to build wealth and keep your job. So I don't know if y'all heard the story of Sam and Sarah. So Sarah loved to cook on Saturdays. So she loved to cook on Saturdays. That was her thing. So on Fridays, she always went to the grocery store to prepare for Saturday. So she goes to the grocery store on Friday. She's shopping. She's getting everything in her cart. She goes up to the cash register and she forgot her wallet. So Sarah calls Sam, her husband, like, Sam, I lost my wallet. I spent all this time at the grocery store. I drove up here. I'm just so distraught. Like, you have to come up here, Sam. You have to come up here. And Sam says, you can use Apple Pay, right? Like, you don't have to have your wallet. You don't have to have cash. You can just use Apple Pay. So Sam takes her through the process on how to use Apple Pay. And Sarah is like so ecstatic because now she doesn't have to waste her time going back home and doing all of that. Why am I telling you that story? Because Sarah had the ability to use Apple Pay, but she lacked the awareness to use Apple Pay. A lot of us don't have an abundance problem. We have an awareness problem, right? She wasn't blocked off of Apple Pay. She didn't have access. It's not like she didn't have the money in the account. She just lacked the awareness to get the money in the account, right? So she had to look at everything different. Another thing I like to say, people don't have a money problem. People have a strategy problem. Like in the story I just told you, she had the money, but she didn't have the strategy, right? Why am I telling you that even further? Because what we have to do is we have to change our strategy and how we look at things to be able to get to our goal. Sarah had the money. Sarah had the resources, but she didn't have the strategy. So I'm going to give you the strategy and help you to open your awareness up so you can get to your abundance. You cannot get to abundance without awareness, right? But before awareness, you need ignorance, meaning not knowing. So before I give you the game, before I give you the system on how to build wealth in real estate, we have to understand a few things. The first thing we have to understand is We have to stop focusing on money too much. Well, Jalen, I watched this YouTube video. The title says how to start investing in real estate. Like, I thought this was about money. Absolutely. But the Bible says in Proverbs, wisdom is worth more than gold, right? So when we focus on the wisdom, then the gold is a prerequisite to what we already have because we have the wisdom. Gold cannot get you wisdom, but wisdom can get you gold. So let's focus on the wisdom. Okay, Jalen, why are you telling me this? Because you have to learn the skill, and if you're in a 9 to 5, if you're working right now, you're so used to putting in 10 hours and getting a paycheck. In real estate investing, that's not how it's going to work by any means. You might go 6 to 8 months of learning and might not make a penny. Like my first deal, when I was in high school, I made $37,000 a day before my high school prom, but it took me 4 months before I made a penny. So when we're embarking on this new journey on the path to wealth, we have to understand that we cannot equate the time we spend to the money we make. Stop focusing on the money too much on this new path, because you're going to have to put in work month after month after month before you get your first deal. But that's not a bad thing if you change how you look at it. The next thing, inputs over outputs. You want to start building wealth. You want to start embarking on this new journey, but don't focus so much on the deal. Don't focus so much on the revenue. Focus on what you're putting in every day. Okay, how much time did I watch YouTube to learn how to real estate invest? How much, when I got the sauce, when I got the knowledge, how much effort did I put into what they told me to do? Right? Again, we're just shaping it up before I give it to y'all, because I want to give y'all this knowledge and y'all actually do something with it. I don't want to give it to y'all and y'all just be like, well, that was a good YouTube video, on to the next. No, I got to break down some beliefs before I give you this system. So the next thing we have to understand is planting seeds, right? So a standard apple tree, it takes 4 to 8 years to start producing fruit. What does that mean? When you start and embark on the path of walking to your wealth, you do not know when the wealth is going to happen. Because just like an apple tree doesn't know when it's going to start producing fruit, it's a range, 4 to 8 years. You do not know when you're going to start making so much money beyond your wildest dreams to where you start making wealth, but just keep planting those seeds. Keep planting those seeds. Okay. Well, Jalen, I've been on this video for a while. I know you said you're going to give me the sauce. How can I start investing in real estate with a 9 to 5, with a job? Well, here's how you do it. Here's step by step. So again, the first year, so we're going to break this down into a 7-year process. A 7-year way to build wealth. So your first year, what we're going to focus on is fix and flipping first, right? So how can you start fixing, flipping, and how can you build this wealth? So number one, in your first year, you're going to do one fix and flip. Okay, Jalen, how do I do a fix and flip? Like, that sounds easy, but how do I don't even have the money to invest right now in a fix and flip. I got some money set aside, but I can't buy a $200,000 house with that. I can't do that. So it's 5 steps pretty much to a fix and flip. It's finance, it's the deal, it's the contracting, it's the on market, and it's the close. Those are the 5 things you need to understand. So the first thing, financing. How you get financing, this is free sauce. I found some of my best lenders on realestatewealthnetwork.com, to the tune of lenders that are giving me money to close houses. Like, I just closed a house yesterday. They gave me $12,000 up front to close the house. Understand that's a rehab. That's so I can rehab the house. And guess what? It's no monthly payments on that loan. So they gave me money up front. They're not giving me no monthly payments. There's opportunities out there like that. So again, number one is finance. realestatewealthnetwork.com. Number 2, you need to be able to find a deal, right? You make money on the buy. That's how you make your money. If you buy a bad deal, you're going to lose a lot. If you buy a good deal, you're going to win a lot. So how do you find a great deal to buy? So I'm in Dallas, Texas. I don't know where you're at. Every market is different. So I cannot necessarily coach you from a standpoint of like which areas to buy or yada, yada, yada. It's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot that I can coach you on the numbers that you need to have to be able to buy. So what you need to do, you need to find the ARV, that's called the after repair value, times that times 70%, minus the repairs, and then that's where you need to buy it at. I know I just said a lot, but rewind the video if you need to, but that's how you're going to find a good deal. Number 3 is contractors. Jalen, how do I find contractors? Well, go to Facebook, look up DFW Real Estate Contractors, look up Houston Real Estate Contractors, look up North Carolina Real Estate Contractors. Wherever you at, look up your city and go ahead and look up a Facebook group and start and put in there, I'm looking for a general contractor to start doing my rehabs. People will blow you up. You're going to get 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50 comments, people begging you for them to rehab your home. But Jalen, I've heard horror stories of people coming in and messing stuff up, or I pay them, they don't come back. Well, hey, it's a way you can pre-qualify contractors, which I'm going to get into, not in this video, but I'll probably get into it next week on how to pre-qualify contractors. So you got your contractors. The third thing you need, that'll be the fourth thing you need, is on market. So that is finding a good realtor, finding a realtor that's going to market your property correctly, finding a realtor that's going to, do open houses. And the fifth thing is the close. You need to find a good title company that's on your side and understand the contracts, understand the verbiage, understand all of that. Well, Jalen, that's too quick for me. If you want to learn more, I'm doing a Flip to Freedom challenge at the end of April. Flip to Freedom. $99. The link is in my bio. For $99, it's going to be a 5-day class to where I'm breaking everything I just told you down from a small level so you can consume it and be able to execute on that ASAP. Flip to Freedom. Click the link in my bio if you want to learn more. Okay. How do you build wealth? Through fix and flipping. Your first year, you're going to do one fix and flip. I'm just going to do houses for a fix and flip. So on a fix and flip, on average, we make about 30 grand per fix and flip. So your first year, again, like I said, wisdom is worth more than gold. We're focusing on the wisdom, but the gold, we want to get some gold that first year though. So that gold is $30,000. Congratulations, your first year of real estate, you made $30,000 on the side, part-time, while keeping your job. This is money on top of what you're already doing. The second year, we want to up that thing. We already got proof of concept. Y'all signed up for the Flip to Freedom challenge. Y'all understand how to fix and flip. Y'all understand what you need to look for. Y'all understand how not to lose on a fix and flip. That second year, what you're going to do is you're going to do 3 houses, 3 fix and flips. That's $90,000. And this, you still keeping your W-2 job. You haven't left your W-2 job. You keeping that, doing this on the side, because in my Flip to Freedom challenge, I'm showing you how to do this part-time, right? The third year, you want to do 5 of these things. Do 5. Every year, you're understanding wisdom is worth more than gold. You're getting some gold, but you're getting the wisdom. Wisdom gives you the gold. So the more you're in something, the more skills you obtain, the better you could do it, the more you could do it. So 5, that's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. You done made $150,000. This at year 3. You've been doing this for 3 years. And you made, how much is that total? 270. So before I keep giving you the plan that he gave me, what we have to understand is, okay, your 9 to 5 that you're doing, that's paying all the bills. That's paying all the bills. You also want to stay down. Don't get this 30 grand and now you in Turks and Caicos the next month. No, don't do that. Stack that to the side, 9 to 5, pay the bills, and also keep some to where you're investing in education. Because to get to year 1 to year 2, Doing 3 is harder than doing 1, obviously. Doing 5 is harder than doing 3. You're learning in the process, but you need to get around mentorship that's helping you to start flipping that scale. Like right now, we have 7 fix and flips going on at one time, right? So get around people like me. Get around people who can show you the game. Get around people who can give you the tools you need to be successful. So again, we're not going to Turks and Caicos after the first year. We saving and investing. We stand down for 5 to 7 years so we can start building wealth. Year 4, we doing 5 again. We're not even doing too much extra. We go do the same 5, but in this year, these are some terrible houses. But this year, what we gonna start doing, we gonna start buying rental properties, right? So we made 150 off of flipping. We made 150 off of flipping, but what we're gonna start doing is now we're starting to build our wealth. Now we're actually starting to buy rental property, so that's to start giving us passive income, right? So we always love passive income, right? It's not really that passive though. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But why I love rental property is because I love the equity you build over time. You know how inflation has been going rampant? When inflation goes up, things get more expensive. So houses get more expensive. Clothing gets more expensive. Things at the grocery store gets more expensive. So instead of fighting inflation, get on the same team as inflation. When inflation going up and everybody like, dang, everything getting more expensive, but you're holding rental property, now your rental properties are accruing in equity year over year over year over year. So let's stop fighting inflation. Let's get on the same team with inflation, right? So another reason why I have a community called Inflation Proof. When we start being on the same team as inflation, then we can be inflation proof. Okay, so what we're gonna start doing, the first year we're gonna try to buy 2 rental properties. Why rental properties? Amazing. So this should equal, that's horrible, but hey, we ain't even gonna focus on that. But these 2 rental properties should get you $600 a month. These 2 rental properties passively is going to give you $600 a month just by owning these rental properties. Guess what that also gave you? So when we're buying these rental properties, we want to be all in at 75% of what the home is worth. So we have equity, right? So when we're all in 75% of what the home is worth, we should have equity upon the purchase. So usually when I buy my rental properties, I have $50,000 in equity when I buy them. What does that mean? So I'm getting $600 a month, but I also got $100,000 in equity that first year. Now that's when we start building some wealth, y'all. So we still made 150. We got $100K in equity. So now your net worth just went up $100,000 and you getting $600 a month. The best part is you still got your job and you still haven't went to Turks and Caicos yet. You still got all of that. This money, we just building, right? This would be your emergency funds. Do not touch these funds unless you absolutely need it. Emergency. Stay down for 5 years so you can be up for forever. Year 5. We're gonna run this same play. We're gonna do the 5 here. I'm not going to even redraw it. We gonna do the 5 fix and flips. We're not really trying to scale fix and flips like that, because you can make 150 a year from fix and flipping. You're good. That's all profit. That's like what you take home, pre-tax, gross. So we did the 150K in flips. Now we doing still the rental property play, but instead of 2, now we got 3. So now in total, in year 5, we have 5 rental properties, $300 a month cash flow times 5. That's 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1500 a month. And guess what? We still have our equity. So we got 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Now we got $250,000 in equity, year 5. Plus 100, plus we made this 150K in flips. So do y'all see how you can start walking on a path of wealth? In year 5, it's your decision. You're making, well, I would say do it one more year. One more year, acquire 5 more rental properties. Now you're at 3K a month in passive income. And you're also at, let's say you get 5 more, that is an extra 250. So you have 3K in passive income and you have $500,000 in equity, and you did 150K worth of flips in year 6. In year 6, you have the decision now if you want to keep your job or if you want to leave. After 6 long, hard years, now you have built some wealth in real estate. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see y'all on the flip side.